All right, good evening, everyone. Welcome to Duckman TV. Got a special guest on today. Got Sharne Haskins from Londonderry Pony Club. Sorry, Sharne, thanks for your time tonight. Really appreciate you coming on.
Thank you so much for having me, Matt. Really excited to be here.
Yeah, absolutely. So I see a lot about the Polo Club. I drive past it every day when I head into the radio and that sort of stuff. So I've never really checked it out. But where are you guys located? Down on, is that Londonderry Road there that it is, or?
Yes, yes. So we have beautiful grounds at 905 Londonderry Road. These grounds are very generously leased to us from Test Safe Australia. And upon those grounds, we've got a beautiful, open, fully grassed riding area, as well as some smaller enclosed area for our younger beginner riders and transition riders. But we also have our original clubhouse on the grounds, as well as facilities such as yards and wash bays that allow our riders to bring their horses to our pony club events safely and even stay overnight on some occasions as well.
Oh, that's pretty cool. So you can stay there as well. So would they be staying there because they've got events and that, or they're visitors that coming up to compete in events, or how does that work?
Yeah, a wide variety. So throughout the year, our club hosts a number of competitive events, and in some cases, depending on where competitors are traveling from, they may stay overnight at the grounds just purely because of distance to travel. We also do host our grounds out. So our grounds are the training squad for the Pony Club New South Wales State Manor Game Squads. So there's riders from all across New South Wales come down once every month or once every 2 months to train with the state coach. They use our grounds and facilities there, so they'll be staying overnight. There's also a few other local community groups such as the Palomino Society, the Australian Saddle Pony Society, that lend our grounds out to host their own events and community shows.
That's very cool. So it's massive, isn't it? The whole pony network. It's much bigger than just a few clubs around the traps, and it looks like you got quite a lot of members out there too.
Yes, most certainly. Pony Club in New South Wales alone has over 15,000 members. Our club here at Londonderry, we are very grateful to have a great team behind us, and we've got very strong memberships at the moment. So we're over 100 members, which includes everyone from our littlest riders, which are 2 and 3 years old, up until our instructors and our life members, some of which have been with Pony Club for decades and decades and decades. But we won't put any official numbers on there. But yeah, we have a wide variety of members, and a lot of our members have been with our club, as I mentioned, for many, many years. Parents now bring their kids, and we even have grandkids of XLPC riders now coming through the ranks. So it's truly a family affair, and a really strong membership base that we have at our club.
So that is very cool. So how did you get involved in the Pony Club?
Yes, well, I myself have quite a strong background with horses. I've grown up on a boutique commercial thoroughbred stud. So the horses are literally quite out my window right now as we speak. And my mum grew up riding and competing horses. So she was at a neighbouring club, Courage on Pony Club. And when it came for me to join Pony Club at the ripe old age of 3, we headed to Londonderry Pony Club as our local club, and I turned 23 tomorrow. So the next 2 decades are history, and I couldn't imagine myself being anywhere else.
So that makes you a veteran then at the age of 23.
Yes, they do say I've been around a little while, collecting a bit of dust on the shoulders. But glad to be a part of it, and certainly many more years to come.
Yeah. So what's the big differences? Like, I'm not really, I like horses and I like ponies, but I don't know very much about them, right? So what's the big differences between horses and ponies? So I know there's a perception the ponies are just little horses, right? So that's not exactly the case, is it?
Well, in some cases, Matt, it actually is kind of the case. So for the most part, a horse might be referred to as a horse that's over a certain height. So say over 14 two hands high, and not literal hands. The
Yeah.
hands is a measure, but and ponies would be horses that are under that certain height. But the misconception certainly, well, unfortunately, gets tagged along with the pony club movement. You don't have to ride a pony to come to pony club. You can ride a horse, and it's certainly not just aimed for the younger kids and younger riders. We have riders who may have only just started their journey, even in their 20s or late teens, joining the pony club movement. It's more about a base of where your life or where your journey with horses or in the equine industry can begin.
Yeah. So that's really cool there. How many members do you think you have on the ground at Londonderry at the moment? Because I know you got different packages. I spoke about just before we started. How do the packages work?
Yes. So at the moment we have over 100 members,
Yep.
and on our rally days, which we hold twice a month, we can have as many as say 40 or even 50 of our riding members attend our ground at any one time. In terms of memberships, we have what we call our riding members. So those are our members who participate to ride, so they have their horses and they come along to rally days and compete at events and represent our club as riding members. But then we also have our non-riding members and our spectating members. So they're our parents and friends and family that support our club in various different ways, whether it's the canteen or on our executive committee or as instructors. And then we have our honour roll of life members who are people that have served time at our club for a decade or more and have had their what they're dedicated to the club recognised with a formal life membership.
Yeah. So what sort of events? So I know you've got equestrian and all these different sorts of events with horses. We've got trotting, got racing, stuff like thoroughbred, galloping. What sort of different things they do? So are there differences with what you do with pony events, like pony club events? So this is more like dressage sort of stuff and that.
Yeah, the best way that I like to describe Pony Club is it's like being a part of a soccer team or a football team or even a netball team, but for horses.
Yeah.
Our riders get to participate in a wide range of disciplines. So, yes, they get to do the Olympic disciplines, so your dressage, your jumping, your eventing. But there's also a variety of disciplines that are completely unique to Pony Club. For example, an event called Formal Gymkhana, which will ask riders to compete a show riding phase, a sporting phase, and a show jumping phase, is unique to Pony Club. And is something that you might see around on Facebook and so forth, all these pony
Yeah.
clubs hosting their gymkhanas. But Pony Club also does an education syllabus. So as riders, we work through a E to A scale certificate system. And these certificates we graduate progressively as our riding skills and our horsemanship skills develop. And again, there's a unique discipline to Pony Club called quiz, and that has everywhere up to international opportunities for riders, which tests riders on their certificate learnings and skills in horse mastership. And that's leading to some really exciting opportunities in Pony Club, with that being recognised as prior learning in things such as TAFEs, higher school certificates, and as you mentioned before, thoroughbred racing and industries as well, which is really exciting.
That is very cool. You do all of that stuff as well. Um, so you obviously there would be massive love and engagement with young children and kids and all that sort of stuff. Do you just take the ponies out? Does the pony club go out and about and have open events to attract new people and show people what ponies do and everything, what the club's all about?
Yes, most certainly. We're always welcoming spectators to stop by on our rally days if they want to check out what Pony Club's about. At this stage in our region, unfortunately, you do need a horse to participate. But Pony Club is moving forward to work with accredited riding centres to allow people who might not have a horse full time to still participate in the team camaraderie that you receive with Pony Club. But yeah, Pony Club is quite literally everywhere. When you're looking around and you're looking hard enough for it. So, for example, we send a team of riders to the Sydney Royal Easter Show, and there are Pony Club specific classes that our riders will represent us at. We also have riders that head out to our local agricultural shows. So Hawkesbury show's coming up, and one that all our riders are preparing for. Castle Hill show is also upon us this coming weekend. So our members are out supporting our local agricultural associations as well. But also within Pony Club, as I mentioned before, our riders can represent at progressive levels, which goes from our club to a zone, to area, to state,
Yeah,
to nationals, and ultimately international opportunities to represent Australia in pony club sports.
yeah. So in general, you don't want real big people on the ponies there. There's not many big people that are getting on ponies riding around and that sort of stuff.
No, there's Pony Club is open to everyone, and it is
Yeah.
one of the really awesome things about the equestrian sport that there is no limitations. There's all we all ride together. We're not divided by gender, race, size, or cultural differences. It's quite an inclusive community, and yeah, not no such barriers to your inclusion. Except unfortunately for this stage, having a horse, having access to a horse.
Yeah. So have you got horses and ponies or just horses?
Yeah, so our riders, we have a wide mix of horses and ponies.
Yeah.
Yeah, little bit of everything at our club. We have a lot of stock horses. We have a lot of thoroughbreds, riding ponies, Welsh ponies, but they're all very cute and all very reliable horses, which are great for our members. They have a lot of fun.
Yeah. So in the competitions that you have and you compete against other clubs around, do they have like a big set competition where they do different things, dressage and jumping and all that, where it's like a championship will come to end of season sort of things, similar to like what you got in football and all that, or not really?
Yeah. Similarly, so in our club, at the end of the year, we hold what's called a jamboree, and that's within each zone of Pony Club. So all our zones around the state will hold a jamboree, and this is like the big grand finale to the year. So all our riders work and prepare up for this jamboree at the end of the year, and all the clubs within that zone come together, and all the riders and horses put their best foot forward in all sorts of disciplines. So the dressage, jumping, sporting, quiz. There's a little bit of everything for everyone, and there's often a little bit of a club wars. Which club gets the most points, and a few mascot challenges, a few cheer offs, all the things that make up for a great grand final.
Yeah, that's good. It sounds like there's a lot of different range of stuff you can do with it and competition, which keeps it number one healthy and exciting and interesting, and gives people opportunity to compete when they're doing the sport as well. So, do you get into the competition side of it as well?
Yes, most certainly. So there's always lots of competitions going around. Personally, I've been very blessed to represent Pony Club on an international level on 3 occasions, which has been awesome. But even for those riders that don't wish to compete or be competitive in their chosen discipline, Pony Club's still a great learning passage from them as well. But certainly the opportunities for both competition and even exchanges internationally with our Pony Club partners in China, the UK, Ireland, all over the world. There's a lot of opportunities for whether you desire competition, and whether it be striving for the Olympics or World Championships, or you're just here to have a great time with your horse and have a great team of like-minded friends and fellow horse riders by your side.
Yeah, that sounds really exciting. So, how many people have you had friends with that grown up and come through the club? And is there like people you can do that, forge friendships all the way through, or are the people a little bit transient, come and go a little bit in pony
Oh,
club stuff?
yeah, most certainly. Look, you get a mix of everything. At our club, we've got many members who have come right through the grades. My best friends are, people that I met when I was 3 and 4 years old at Pony Club, and we still go to Pony Club, and we still compete together. And even just not even within your club, but the clubs that you compete against and interact with at competitions, you make friends with. And to this day, we've competed in beginners classes together, and now we'll be out competing at national competitions together, and we go, wow, how have times changed. But yeah, friendship and camaraderie is certainly a huge aspect. A lot of horse people or equine kids, especially in school, and that might feel a bit on the outer because they might not do soccer because they have horses, or they don't have that
Yeah.
camaraderie in their netball team. So Pony Club's that safe place that gives people that like-minded group of friends. And yeah, the friendships formed are certainly quite lifelong with that
Yeah.
bond.
So you've got international riders at the club now that are riding in the Australian national squad?
Yes, yes. Over the past couple of years, we've had about half a dozen riders compete internationally and be on Australian team squads. These have been in all sorts of disciplines. We've had riders in polo cross, which is an Australian-made equine sport, show jumping, dressage, quiz, and mounted games. So a little
Yeah.
bit of everything. And yeah, those riders have done us all extremely proud overseas and on their various international adventures.
Yeah. So where's the coolest place you've traveled to with it? You said you've done international events representing the club, and you represent Australia as well, or just the club at international events?
So you do represent Pony Club Australia, so
Yep.
Yeah, at the Australian level.
Yep.
Unfortunately for my certain events, they were all across the COVID period.
Yep.
So I did miss out on an exchange to the UK, but they were still able to hold our disciplines in a virtual manner for the
Yep.
teams and individuals that had qualified. So although we didn't get the opportunity to travel, we still got to get the Australian team uniform and be a part of the camaraderie. But hopefully now things are looking a little bit more on track, and international opportunities to go on exchange are opening up again this year. So potentially some trips to the UK. There's a trip that's just happened to New Zealand. Even Canada is coming up as well. So certainly a chance to go abroad.
It's good opportunities for you and everyone else that's involved in the club. So how long does it normally take you to pick up? Right, if you wanted to say today, oh, I want to get a pony, or I want to get a horse, and I want to start doing this. This is going to be my thing going forward.
Yeah.
How long do you reckon it takes to get, number one? You've got to get to know your horse like a child, really, and build a relationship with them and trust and all of that sort of stuff. How does that long process take, and even to get into, let's say, being competitive, so you could do some competitions or anything like that?
Yeah, well, it all comes down to horse and rider. It's like dealing with people. Sometimes you just click with people and you can get along really well and have really great communication. And sometimes some people take a little bit longer.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, we watched some of our riders really come out of their shells at Pony Club and have moved from beginners ring to cantering around in the open and going to competitions within 6 to 12 months. So it really depends on obviously having the support of knowledgeable instructors and your Pony Club family around you is obviously a great help. But it all comes down to that communication and that bond that you can form with your horse. And yeah, if you put your mind to it and you're dedicated to it, it can take you anywhere you want to go.
Yeah. Now, all the horses and ponies I've ever seen, and I've seen quite a few, people really look after them very, very well. They're very well groomed. They're quite spoiled. If they could come inside your house or your car, they probably would put them in there, but
Yeah.
normally due to physical size, that's probably not going to happen. What's the most, trying to think of what's the most interesting thing you've heard of someone do with their ponies and that stuff, or horses?
Oh, that's a very good question. I mean, there's a lot out there. People love to go above and beyond to take care of their horses. Everything can go from having massages done or taking them for swims. Even we see lots of our riders make the old carrot cakes and special horse treats. They're coming out of the floats at lunchtime for the horses. But yeah, honestly, the possibilities are endless. These kids love their horses, and you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if maybe a few of them have snuck into the back room of the house once or twice.
Yeah.
Especially with some of the weather events we've had over the past couple of years. But yeah, these kids, and honestly for all of it, the equestrians really do love their horses. They're treated like family, and for most of them, these riders will put their horse 10 steps ahead of themselves, and they'll go without to make sure their horse goes with. So yeah, lots of special treatment for sure.
So how do you go about training your horse? We've got trainers down there can help people that are new to it and just got a horse that really felt they wanted to get a horse or a pony and have come into it. We've got people that can help them there that are experienced for newcomers.
Yeah, totally. So at Pony Club, all our instructors go through the NCAS, so the National Coaching Accreditation Scheme. So they're all equipped with the proper coaching skills and instructional materials. But these individuals are coming from very horse-rich experiences. So our instructor base at our club, we're very grateful for, because we have a wide range of instructors from national coaches in mounted games to very high-level dressage coaches, instructors that have had decades of experience in the racing industry. So in terms of instructional sort of availability, there's certainly a wide range, and on occasions we also have the opportunity to invite instructors in to our club to specialize in disciplines as well. So having the odd Olympian come and visit, or local instructors from around the Hawkesbury is also not an irregular thing. It does happen on occasion, and our kids really love and they thrive from that really high level of instruction and education.
Yep. So do you get many people that get involved in the Pony Club and everything that have come from outside having horses? Because most of the people realistically probably going to have had properties, had some sort of exposure to horses or ponies in their time, and they sort of know what they're doing. Do you get many that come in and just go, this is something that really feel passionate about this and want to get into it, and they've come from completely no background, they've fallen in love with it?
Yeah, most certainly. Again, you get a mix of the people that have lived and breathed it their entire lives, and their families have had long connections. But we have plenty of members who, their young daughters or their young sons just fell in love with horses, and the parents didn't know where to go or what to do. They bought the horse and went, "Oh goodness, what have we got ourselves into?" And they've come to Pony Club for that help. So that's another great part of it all, because it's all about that journey of learning everything from riding to how to care for them, and just the whole encompassing that you wouldn't necessarily get just going to a competition every weekend, to say.
Yeah. So I've seen ponies and horses get used in things like jousting, which is a very cool thing to do.
Yeah,
It must be very hard to get a horse or a pony, but even though there's a barrier in between it and they got blinkers on and all this, it must be very hard to get a horse to run at another horse or another pony, because then they don't naturally want to do that. They'll pull up and that sort of stuff. How would you go through something like that?
yeah, that would all come down to the communication and bond. So that horse and rider would have a very, very strong bond, and that horse would have its complete trust in its rider, and the rider has its complete trust in its horse.
Yeah.
And it's an incredible discipline to watch. Very, very thrilling. But I guess it's like training anything, like training a new soccer technique or a new set in footy, that the rider and the horse just has to spend a lot of time honing in on their craft and exposing the horses to the progressive levels. So adding little steps on one by one, and they get those amazing end results, which are quite a spectacle to us on the sidelines to watch.
Yeah. So what's the normal lifespan of a horse or a pony anyway? Like, we've got the average lifespan was probably about 12 or 13 years. That'd be about right, somewhere around that range. And they're good. They can live up into their 20s, can't they?
Yeah, there's plenty of horses, and it all comes down to we know so much more about horses than we have before, in terms of how to take care of them, how to make sure they're well nourished and fed properly, and looking after their health and well-being. We know so much more now. So horses are living much longer than what they once did in this domestic environment. So yeah, we've got horses at our club that are in their 20s and they're still actively competing, and
Wow.
we've got young little riders. We've got two little ponies at the moment, and they've both bought through two different families, bought through all the young kids in these families, and now they're at with two young little girls who just absolutely adore their little ponies. And those ponies are both well aged, they're both mature, but they absolutely love their job, and they are so well looked after and so well cared for, that they just love being there looking after their little riders. So yeah, the more that you take care of them, and the more that you want to give for them, they're most willing to give back to you, for sure.
Yeah. And it's really good if you've got horses or ponies, to take them out and exercise and work them every day, because that's what they need, that sort of stimulation, don't they?
Yeah, totally. It's just like working with a human athlete. Some of these high level horses have nutritionists, and will have people come out for massages or chiropractic work, and they'll have training routines to follow, and it can all get very, very involved if you want to go down that path, certainly.
Yeah.
But yeah, just like us, our horses love being outside, love being in big paddocks where they can stretch their legs and, as you said, be stimulated by their environment and practice their natural instincts. So yeah, a little bit of exercise with some kids running around, whether it's jumping or doing a bit of dressage, they certainly love, and it does them the world of good.
Yeah. So what's your aim for the future with the pony club? Sorry, what do you hope to achieve?
Yeah, well, I've been very blessed through my pony club journey. I've certainly ticked a lot of the boxes that I had set for myself. I am aiming to complete my A certificate, so that's your highest level of certificate
Yeah.
that you get in pony club, and finally getting to do a in-person exchange would be fabulous. That trip to the UK still sounds pretty good in my head. But honestly, it's sort of at that age now where we're ready to nurture the next generation. So I'm spending perhaps a bit less time riding at rally days and spending a bit more time instructing and mentoring our younger riders, and getting involved in a whole bunch of different committees and organisational opportunities throughout Pony Club, both at a state and national level. And in terms of what Londonderry is not planned, there's always something going on. So there's always something to keep you busy. And planning towards all our events this year. And next year we celebrate our 50th anniversary as well, which is going to be a huge milestone for our club and all of its members, past and present. So certainly lots to look forward to and achieve.
It is a massive achievement indeed. So yeah, the club should be very happy with that. So if people just wanted to come down, they want to get involved, how would they go about that?
Yeah. So we hold our rally days every first and third Sunday of the month. Spectators are welcome to pop by and have a look at what we do and how our club runs. That would be obviously without your horse at first. But if you were interested in joining our club and you do have a horse and you wanted to know a bit more about Pony Club, you can reach out to us via our social media. So we're on Facebook and Instagram, just at Londonderry Pony Club. But you can also reach out to us via email as well, which all those details are on our social media pages as well as on our website, which is londonderryponyclub.org.au.
Cool, that is very good. So 2 more questions to go. So what sort of money would you need to be putting up if you were going to get involved? So you wanted to go, I haven't got a horse or a pony and I want to sort of get involved in it. What sort of outlay would you be looking at to try to get involved so you can get around and start to ride your horse or pony and look after that at a level where it's going to be a happy medium for you?
Yeah, well, in terms of horse ownership, it's certainly something that you have to financially consider, because it is quite the commitment. Not just the outlay to get your horse in the first place, but all of its continued care and feed and instructional matters and such. If you're in the position to join Pony Club, there is some adjoining fees, obviously, which range with the type of membership that you're committing to. But all our membership is done on an annual basis. So those benefits, they last you the 12 months of the Pony Club season, and they provide you with insurance that covers your riding or sort of horse-related activities throughout your horse involvement in Pony Club too, which can come in handy because horses obviously are a dangerous animal and always have to be treated with respect. But accidents do happen. But yes, there is a significant financial attachment to having a horse. That's for sure. But there are options out there if you're not quite ready to jump in and buy a horse and commit. There's some great local riding schools around the Hawkesbury that offer you the opportunity to own a horse for a day or take part in some private or group lessons where you can get a feel for it and make sure that it's really something that you love before you go and raid mum and dad's wallet.
It's probably a good opportunity to do that, really. That's probably the best way to do it, and just try it for a while and see if it's something you think you can manage, and just try to get used to all the responsibility that comes with it, because having a horse is completely dependent on you still. So it's like having a child, and except an expensive child, and it starts off expensive, but it doesn't get Game Boys and PlayStations and all the good stuff the kids get.
That's for sure. If you've got a horse, there won't be much time for anything else in your life. So it'll keep you off the streets, that's for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. So what has been your most exciting or funniest thing that's happened to you while you've been involved in Pony Club with ponies and horses?
Oh goodness. There's so many thoughts and so many memories running through my head. Probably one of the coolest things that I think I've been able to do through Pony Club is at the Pony Club Nationals in 2019, Sydney was a host, and they selected riders from the state to perform a musical ride, which is like a sort of like a choreographed dance to music with their horses, alongside the New South Wales Mounted Police Force.
Oh, that's cool.
We came in with all these New South Wales Mounted Police officers into the big arena at Sydney International Equestrian Centre, so where they held the Olympics.
Yeah, down at Hoxton Park, yep.
Yeah, and came in with all the mounted police in their full uniform and performed the same musical ride that they performed at the opening ceremony of the Sydney 2000 Olympics. And we even had the same coach come and teach us the choreography and how to put your horse through this choreography, because there was crossovers and all these different patterns where you'd be interacting and swapping with different horses as you went past each other. And it was a full house stadium. You had all the riders from all across Australia that have come together for this nationals, and we all had flags. We all had our Pony Club flags and rode in, and it was a super sentimental moment to sort of be recreating history, but also making a new history, I guess you could say. And the camaraderie from doing that with, I think there was 14 riders that were hand selected from all over New South Wales. We made some great friendships, and it was a really, really cool performance, which was probably on YouTube somewhere, but
it would be very cool. It looks very cool when you watch all of the horses doing their routines and just running all angles. That's what I mean. Like, it's funny to watch people try to do jousting. So I can only imagine when you got them going running all angles across each other, and that's not normal for a horse to do that. So pretty extraordinary that you can make that event come off.
Yes, it was very, very cool. Something I'll never forget doing.
Yeah. Sharne, thanks very much for your time tonight. I really appreciate making time to have a chat to us about this, and people will be able to catch this later on Duckman TV on YouTube and Facebook, and going to be able to see a story about this in the Independent magazine in next month, so in the April edition, and you're going to be able to catch a replay of this interview on Pulse FM later on. So thank you very much for your time. And I hope I can come out and actually check it out. So does it cost money for spectators to come out and check it out?
Not at all, unless you want to grab something at the canteen. Completely free to stop on by.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'll come on down. I want to check this out. So if you're interested in this, or thinking that ponies or horses might be up your avenue, come on down to Londonderry Pony Club and check it out. It'll be more than welcome. So thanks very much for your time, Sharne, and I will chat to you again soon.
Thank you so much, Matt. It's our absolute pleasure.
Absolutely. Thank you very much.